Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and in this video we're going to talk about ship shards, and I want to talk about this economy, and I always get in hot water when I say this. I still think it, but I think we're approaching a new point here, but I'm going to say that I still think the economy is okay. I don't think we need to go to like a 2x drop rate. I don't think the game could support that yet, because there'd be a lot of other changes Capital Games would have to make beyond just increasing the shards that we receive for ships. But I'm going to explain why I think right now the game is okay, but in the future, and if they keep trending in the direction that we are, right, if we keep kind of moving in this direction of these, fleets coming in, I do think they're going to need to do something to adjust the economy. So we're going to get into that, but first and foremost, let's thank my channel members so much. I love every single one of you guys. You all are fantastic. Thank you so much for this continued support. If you guys want to join the channel memberships, that link is down in the description below. Otherwise, make sure you smash that subscribe button. That's free. That helps this channel grow just as much. And in fact, the subscriptions really help. We're trying to get to 10,000. When we hit 10,000, guys, we're going to have that another special live stream. It'll be awesome, and I'll make sure that's at a time that everybody can join. So let's get in and talk about the game a little bit. So ship shards is one of the most highly contested things in this game. There are currently 54 crewed ships, and there are 11 capital ships in the game. So there's a lot of ships, right? I'm not going to pretend there isn't. There's a lot of ships in the game. Now, there's not nearly as many characters, or there's not nearly as many ships as there are characters, but it feels like there's so many more ships because a lot of them are highly inaccessible. They're not on not on accelerated rates, and some of them have, are more so for like strict ship farming or are locked behind, you think like the Scythe, locked behind Grand Inquisitor. And so we'll kind of talk about some of these issues and why I think it's a big deal. So just to kind of give an overview of when ships first started, I guess we'll go here first. So the first thing that we have, right, is that you have these 4 conquest ships, right? The Scythe, the Fury class Interceptor, the TIE Interceptor prototype, and the Razor Crest. Now, the Razor Crest is an asterisk because it is available for fleet shipments, but you think for Scythe, Interceptor, and, the 2 Interceptors, I love Interceptors, they really couldn't, what's the word here, right? Like, those are just going to be available in Proving Grounds right now. Those are the only places they'll eventually be available. I guess where I'm heading here is that, like, the one of all of these, the one that bothers me the most is the Scythe, because it has Grand Inquisitor as a requirement pilot, and I think that's a bit extreme in my opinion, because he's not a legendary that's easy to get, right? He's a very difficult legendary to obtain, and, especially as someone who had this ship at 7 stars and didn't have Grand Inquisitor yet, it just was kind of frustrating, right? That you have this amazing ship that's locked behind someone that at least like the Fury class Interceptor with Malgus, at least the argument you could make is that if I started an account today, I'm realistically going to unlock Malgus and Fury class Interceptor at the same time, right? That by the time I get to Proving Grounds, Fury class Interceptor should be there. I'll get both of them on the same day. So it's not as unrealistic to think that I couldn't invest in that ship, right? But the Scythe, like, there's no way. So just want to make that point about the conquest ships. But you currently have 3 ships in here, right, with Profundity, Executor, and Leviathan that have strict requirements, right? That it's of not only strict requirements in terms of what their fleet makeup should be, but strict requirements on what it takes to unlock that ship. And strict being both characters and relic levels. And there's 3 of those in the game right now. And all of them require ships that are on hard nodes, right? A couple, I don't even, maybe some are available in stores. I don't know if any for Leviathan are actually available in store. Maybe the Scimitar is. And then for the Executor, I think Vader and TIE Fighter pilot are, but everybody else is like, go farm nodes. So, there's definitely some difficulty here. But then you even like take that into, you think that like for Profundity and Executor, 2 of the key ships for those fleets, the Millennium Falcon and the Xanadu Blood, are not requirements for that fleet in terms of unlock, but they're linchpins to it, and the fleet really can't operate without them. So, again, there's these strict requirements. And if Capital Games keeps trending in this direction, they're going to need to adjust the economy because all the new ships right now are going onto nodes. And they're not taking those older ships and putting them to a little bit more player-friendly locations, right? And that's kind of the next thing I wanted to mention is that, like, the synergy is everything. You think about, like, the Galactic Republic fleet is so important to have that synergy together. And a big problem is that for how long it takes to farm Jedi Knight Anakin and Fives and the Y-Wing and all those other ships that you need for this fleet, a lot of players are going to find themselves struggling to be able to field a fleet like this and a fleet like the Separatists and all these other ones because it just takes so astronomically long to farm ships. And again, if you added another fleet on top of the... Now, again, we're a whiles away from this, but like you think they add another fleet or they add some more crewed ships and they throw them on nodes, it just pushes players out more and more. And the big issue here, right? The big issue is the players who are going to start playing this game who weren't around for galactic chases like the TIE Dagger, right? Or weren't around for the Conquest where Fury Class Interceptor was there. Because they're starting so much farther behind. They're starting at 0, right? Even if you only had 100 shards of Fury Class Interceptor, you think that's 5 months of proving grounds that you're ahead on. Like, that's a significant chunk of time, just from being able, when you were able to just, like, barely participate, right? So, again, I'm just proving the point that, like, because synergy is everything now, because fleets are getting so crazy strict of what's supposed to be there, the ships you need to farm is getting increasingly more, and there's no alleviation of that economy, right? If anything, it's getting worse because, there's more stuff, right? I mean, even like you look at the Raddus and the Finalizer, and they at least have, ship requirements. That's not required gear levels, right? But there's a requirement of the ships that you need to have to be able to even unlock those two things. And it's not just light side, dark side, like with some of these other ones. Even Thrawn has some requirements, right? So there's a lot of stuff with ships that I think right now we're still okay because, there's what? Like I said, there's like 54 of these. You look at the characters and there's like 250, right? So like I get it, right? We're not at the point where we think we need to, get ships and put them on the same level as characters. But I do think that some of those older ships need to be at least moved to some locations that are a little bit more player friendly because right now it's just crazy, right? An example I'm going to use, right, is Anakin Starfighter. Like, this is the first one, it's one of the first nodes you'll get into fleet battles. Why can't this go on the node with Jedi Knight Anakin? Right, like, why can't this join him? They did that with Fives, right? I'm going to give them credit. They did that with Fives, right? They put Fives and they put his ship on the same node together. I'm a big fan of this, right? This is exactly the kind of stuff they need to do for Anakin. That if you're going to be farming Fives, you're going to be able to get his ship at the same time. Like, I think that's great, right? If you do more things like this, for Ahsoka, hers is pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy to get this ship. I know it doesn't say it's anywhere. You can get it at the Galactic War Store. You can get it in the Fleet Store. And she's available in other places. But, like, Rex's ship, right? I think this is another one that's only available in the Fleet Store. Why don't we put that on a node with Rex or something, Like, I think that you need to just make these things a little bit, alleviate that burden a little bit. So that way players have that option to be able to go for more. Because right now, where I think a lot of players are going to struggle with ships is that you've introduced so many of them and haven't really made it any easier to get them, right? In fact, I think you've made it harder because, when there was less ships to obtain, right, you had all these ones that you could focus just here on and then you could focus here. Like, now it's like some ships you're never going to be making progress on unless you're doing something with, right? So, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I think you guys kind of get the concept, right? That, like, I still think the economy's okay because, again, if they increase the ship shards, they still need to do all the rest of it, right? It's not just enough to give us more shards. Then you're going to be like, well, I need more credits, right? I need more shipbuilding materials. Oh, well, I don't just need more shipbuilding materials, right? I also need more more of these pieces, right? And I need more of these. Like, You know, because, and again, I have a lot of them because I've been playing for a while, but you think as a newer player, if you have access to those things, you're going to have all of these ships at like level 1, you know, and you're not going to have any resources to level them up, and then you're going to complain that you need more. So, like, the answer isn't just to double shards overnight. The answer is to find a way to increase this economy that keeps it something that keeps players engaged, right? That I think I'm 9.3 million now. I'm 9.3 million GP, and I'm at the point where I have every single crewed ship at 7 stars, right? I feel pretty good about that. It's a point of pride for me that I have every crewed ship at 7 star. I'm 9.3 million at this point. So, and I could probably have been here a little bit sooner, but you think if I was at this point at, say, 6 million GP, I'd have been so bored, right? You'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have to farm ships. Like, just, you know, take it with a grain of salt that this game is supposed to last years, not 2 months. But also, I do sympathize that I think if they keep adding ships, and especially if they add another fleet in like a year's time or whatever, that's supposed to be the next Leviathan. It's gonna Leviathan the Leviathan. You know, that I think it should, you know, if that happens, we get those new, you know, ships to go with it. I think they'll definitely need to change that economy, or else I think it's going to keep players from wanting to engage with this game mode because it's just going to be so long for them to even get anything. So that's the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts are down below. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave your likes, leave your comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.